Good day, friends. Father Joe here. It's Thursday, June the 17th, 2021. As we're all aware that the pandemic is still with us, but because many people are being vaccinated, things are changing. Things are changing. The state of New York says that we have approximately 70% of the population having received one or all of the necessary vaccinations. And obviously, this hopefully is increasing over time. And certainly I would encourage you to be vaccinated, and through you to encourage other people to be vaccinated. It's really for the health of not just all of us, but for especially those who are the most vulnerable. And none of us really wants to be seriously ill. And so please consider that. But with the announcement by the governor here in recent days that many of the restrictions are being lifted that were in place for the last year or more, the question arises, what about church? What about St. Mary's Crescent? And so we've been talking about this the last few days, and we've made a few decisions. Some changes will be made to what we've been doing. A few things will stay in place. So let's start with masks. Masks, effective immediately in church, throughout our facility, are optional. However, you may wear a mask for whatever reason. You say, hey, I haven't been vaccinated yet. I'm still going to wear a mask. You say, hey, I want to be a little safer. I'm going to wear a mask. And that's okay. As a friend of mine from Singapore said over a year and a half ago, before we even had the pandemic, he says, don't be ashamed to wear a mask. You know, if you feel comfortable, if you feel safer, do it. And don't really care about what other people think. You do what's right for you as well as for others. When we come to church, as I said, no masks, optional masks. When we are now being seated in church, there will be no more barriers, so to speak, of distancing yourself with an open pew, a closed pew between you and the pew in front of you, which is two pews in front of you. And so we've taken down those ropes, those tapes, and when you come to church, you can sit wherever you want. However, when you sit in a pew alone or with your family, just make sure that there's a little more than 2 inches between you and the person or families down the road. Give them a little space. We have the space in church, okay? We had enough room, so to speak, for those who were attending over the last several weeks and months, even though there was an increase. And we appreciate more people coming back. But now we have double the amount of space. And so just be conscious of that, respectful of the space that you want and the space that others need. The other thing that will be a little different when we gather this weekend and into the future would be communion. Communion. Now, we're going to have the same pattern for receiving communion. We're not going to go back to the way we did communion a year and a half ago with 3 stations. We're going to keep the 4 stations for the distribution of the sacrament, the Eucharist. One of these reasons is this allows us to keep people a little spaced. If we all came down the same center aisle, we do 2 lines usually. And we feel that at least for the next 2 months until September 11th, 12th weekend, we'll continue to do the 4 stations. And then come beginning September, we'll go back to the 3 areas for the distribution of communion. So when we do receive communion, obviously there's no mass. We ask you for the continued reverence of receiving the Eucharist. And again, a little space between you and the person in front of you would be nice to respect that. You know, a step or 2, isn't much to ask. When we come to church, just in general, we're getting out of our cars and we're walking in, we're asking everybody to continue to use the front door, the main entrance of the church. Obviously, when it's the end of Mass, You can exit through any door, any exit door of the church. And when you do enter church, at all the doors, in reality, we have hand sanitizers. Those hand sanitizers will continue to remain there now and into the future. They may be in church. They probably will be in church long after I'm gone from the parish, whenever that'll be. And, it's just that reminder. The health person for the County of Albany said to people, yeah, we're starting to go back to normal. This is a wonderful thing. But she said, do remember, the pandemic is not over. It still, exists, and we're still coping with it. But the actions we take of sanitizing, our hands and using the lotions, whatever we have, is helpful. Those little things that we've been doing, we need to continue. At Mass, as one of my priest friends said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there is a collection. Stephanie's manning the the camera here, and she laughed when I said that 2 or 3, there is a collection. Well, we certainly, as people of God, we support our church and the work and mission of the ministry of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But we will continue not to have a formal collection in church until September. We won't be passing the basket until September. However, we have those plastic boxes as you enter church or exit church where you can place your offering. Again, my thanks to not only those who are giving that way to church, but those who continue to give through electronic giving, e-giving, and also those who are mailing in their offering to the church. It all adds up, and it adds up to us paying our bills. And we're helpful. It's helpful, but it's also appreciated by what you're doing and what everybody is doing for their parish. The sign of peace at Mass. We're not going back yet to the sign of peace where, you're hugging and kissing each other or shaking hands, okay? You want to do that with your family, God bless you, do it, that's no problem. But as far as turning to other people right now and hugging and kissing them or shaking hands, maybe if we're a little uncomfortable with that yet, we can just bow our head and say to them, peace be with you. And I think that we're all on the same page with that. Come September, maybe we'll be in a different place. But I think we need these next 2 months or so to transition, out of this pandemic modality into one that will be appropriate as we continue to gather more and more over the next couple of months, and as we continue, obviously, to pray when we gather. Communion under both species, I think it's obvious that we will not be doing that for the near future. Quite frankly, we probably won't be doing it come September. It'll take a while, I think, before we go back to that option of reception under both species. When, I can't tell you. We continue to review these things, and when we do, we'll tell you about it. And obviously, it's your option to receive the Eucharist in one form or both. And always remember that whether you receive the host alone or if you only receive the precious blood alone, you receive fully the body and blood of Christ. To receive both is only a fuller sign or symbol of the reality. And so never think that you're missing out on something. You are receiving fully the Eucharist. People have been signing up for Mass over the last months, and we certainly appreciate your assistance with that because it helped us, keep up with the guidelines from the state of contact tracing and the like. So effective immediately, we will be discontinuing the need to sign up for Mass. I would make an exception here. We may reinstate signing up for Mass come Christmas, particularly Christmas Eve. This might help with, where people are going to be. Some people can sign up for Christmas Eve Mass in the church, or some people can sign up for Christmas Eve in the parish hall, which, it's at the same time. That way it helps everybody involved. And we'll be taking names for that. And so when you check in, only you'll be able to check in. You can't say, hey, I had 28 relatives from Ohio stop in today, and they need to go there. If the church is full, the church is full, and we would then move them over to the hall. But we'll work that out come Christmas. That's months and months away, 6 months to be exact, and it'll be here before we know it. So slowly we're getting back to church. And I'm seeing the reality as I preside at liturgies. And we're going back to normal in other things we're doing. And so, we're going out more. We're probably going to have a summertime that'll be much different from last summertime. And hopefully part of that is getting back to Mass, whether it be live for the next month or two, or whether it be live streamed. Mass needs to be part of our lives, and especially our children's lives too, adults too, but also our children. So right now our Mass schedule is Saturday, Vigil Mass, 4:30. Sunday morning, the 8 o'clock Mass is back. And then also we have the 10:30 Mass on Sundays, which is also live streamed. And that Mass that is live streamed is also saved, it's archived, and it's available to be viewed anytime after Mass is finished. And you just go to our website, click on the appropriate clicks, and you're right there, whether it's live or whether it's on YouTube archived. Like I said, the summer's here. Enjoy the summer, and we'll see you in the months to come. And as we think about September 11th and 12th, this is going to be hopefully a big reopening, if you will, for our parish, a new beginning after the pandemic for our parish, because summertime will be ending, schools will be starting, and I think we need to come together as a parish, and we'll celebrate that in some way or ways. We'll have more information about that, but plan now to be part of any of the 3 parish masses on the 11th and 12th of September 2021. I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, you certainly can call the parish offices, and myself or Stephanie can assist you. But as I say, be safe, be healthy. God bless.